cheese, cheese, cheese.
I like this
Butter.
song.
Spread it on the
Are
bread.
you a fan of cheese? It's National Grilled Cheese Day, friends, and we are so here for this comfort food. Joining us now is Executive Chef at Summerhill Market, Chef Ted Corrado, with 3 delicious grilled cheese options, including one for the vegans out there. First of all, happy National Grilled Cheese Day. How are you, Chef Ted?
I'm great. Happy National Grilled Cheese Day to you, too.
First things first, your kid's catching. Sid couldn't say it either. First things first. Why do we call it grilled cheese when it's not grilled on the barbecue? It's really a pan-fried sandwich. Chew on that, Chef, right?
Yeah, you got me on that.
Okay,
I'm not
fine.
sure, but, yeah.
We'll get past that and get into the recipes. What makes a perfect grilled cheese? Because everybody has their own system.
We all grew up on grilled cheese. We all love it. We all have our own favorite version of it.
Yeah.
What's key is just really good ingredients.
Okay.
So you mentioned today the vegan one that I'm going to walk you through.
Yes.
There's a ton of great dairy alternatives popping onto the market right now. So, the first one I've made here, I don't know if you can see this. So it's this beautiful gluten-free bread.
Yeah.
People are eating healthier. We've got some cheddar slices in there with some avocado and some sprouts.
Okay.
Personal favorite around this household is just the classic.
So what's
cheddar.
the trick? Do you butter each side? Do you butter it?
You butter each side. Pro tip, mayonnaise on both sides,
Mayonnaise.
inside and out. Once it hits that pan, I've got one going back here.
Yeah.
Once it hits that pan, it just gives you that nice crust. It keeps the bread really moist. You want to make sure that you're slicing your bread not too thick.
Yeah.
You want the heat to penetrate and melt that cheese. So I'm just going to start putting one together for us.
Chef,
Gina.
do you put anything else on the pan, or is it strictly the bread with the mayonnaise on it?
A little bit of olive oil. You want to make sure your pan is there of a nice medium heat. Like I said, a little bit of mayo inside. We've got some beautiful manchego here. I'm doing sort of my personal favorite right now, sort of a Spanish riff on grilled cheese.
Okay.
So some great 8-month-old manchego cheese. You want to layer that in.
Yeah.
And then we've got some beautiful Iberico ham. And
That's fancy. Now, how long are you letting it sit before you flip?
Level.
And what's the temperature you put it at? Because it's that fine line between too low and then too high, and it gets scorched, right?
Exactly. So you want to get your pan nice and hot to start, and then you want to hold it at medium, and you just want to see it smoking just a little bit.
Yeah.
Get your grilled cheese in there, press down just to get that cheese melting.
So you squash it down. I do that too. You squash it down and help it melt a bit, right?
Exactly. And you want a nice combination of cheeses. So we got some Mahone going with our manchego. We're building that up. And like I mentioned, you want the mayo on the outside as well.
So, Chef, for the vegan one, I guess you could also use like the vegan mayo that's out there, right?
We've got vegan mayo. We got vegan butter that we're using today. Yeah. So, like I said, there's lots of great alternatives. All this stuff was accessible at Summerhill Market.
Okay.
And we're just going to get our grilled cheese going right in the pan there.
And then you suggested soups. Some people like to dip it, like sometimes I'll dip it in ketchup or whatever. What would you, for the Spanish one, which soup do you pair with it?
So I've got a beautiful butternut squash soup that we make here. The nuttiness of the squash pairs really well with the cheese and the breads. For that classic, again, tomato soup and grilled cheese.
Guess what? You can't see this, Chef, but you were kind enough to bring some here. Sid happens to love himself grilled cheese, and his favorite soup is tomato.
Cheese guy.
Oh, hi.
So do you suggest he dunks into the tomato soup?
Chef Ted, I'm going right in.
Dunk it.
Here we go.
Dunk it.
Best TED Talks ever.
TED Talks. What do you say, Sid?
Man.
Bang.
Nice.
National
Which one did you go
Cheese
for?
Day. I went for the cheddar camembert paired with tomato basil.
Chef, I'm going to do the vegan one, and you're suggesting the butternut squash soup with it?
Butternut squash is perfect with that,
So
yes.
I raise your manchego.
This is excellent. Wow.
Bam, bam. Vegan deliciousness on the National Grilled Cheese Day. What's the last one, Chef, before we're out of time? The last one.
Again, it's the Iberico with manchego, and that's on sourdough.
Did we get them all in there? No, you had one with apples. Which was this? Classic grilled cheese.
Apple, again, just a nice pairing. It would work with any of them.
Come on. So you do aged cheddar, camembert, thyme, vine-ripe tomatoes, and Fuji apples. Who knew? See, who would think to put apples in? Sometimes I like pickle in there too. A little pickle,
you want
the brine.
That sweetness. Yeah, you want that sweetness or brininess to cut through the richness
That's what
of
I'm
the
saying,
cheese.
Chef. Cheese to that. Grill it up, friends. Thank you so much. Where do we find these recipes online?
Visit us at Summerhill Market.
Thank you so much, Chef. Coming up next, great breakfast too, any time of day. Today marks 40 years since a monumental NASA space shuttle mission. Joining us to celebrate is the first woman to walk in space. How incredible is that? Stories right after this.